Recorded Books presents Beasts by Ingvild Bjerkeland, translated by Rosie Hedger, narrated by Mark Sanderlin. Chapter 1. The crows gathered around the body like a black eiderdown. I held my sister Alva by the hand. "What's that?" she asked. Her voice was shaking, but she took a step closer. The crows took flight as one, the flock shrieking hoarsely as they disappeared over the forest. "Just a deer, nothing to worry about." Alva covered her mouth with both hands. Her eyes were wide. "I don't like it here," she whispered from behind her fingers. I knelt down beside the deer and rested my palm on its body. My hand turned red with blood. "Yuck!" Alva exclaimed. "Not so loud, Alva. You need to whisper," I said quietly, wiping my hand on my trousers. It was already black and grubby. A little blood wouldn't make any difference. "Come on." We carried on through the forest. The trees towered high above us, their sagging crowns bowing and whispering softly. The forest floor was covered in pine needles that absorbed our footsteps. Only the birds shattered the silence, their shrill cries reverberating through the air. Then the forest opened up ahead of us, and we found ourselves atop a crag. There we stood, completely exposed, the white moonlight beaming down on us like a spotlight. "Oh, look, look!" Alva cried, pointing at the sea. "A boat!" "Stop shouting," I hissed, pulling her down to a crouch to better conceal us. I peered out at the black, foamy sea and caught sight of the enormous cargo ship gliding by, way out on the water. Too far off to see us, to save us. I kept pulling Alva along beside me, but her footsteps were heavy. "I'm tired," she grumbled, "and my tummy hurts." All we'd eaten the past few days were a pack of oat cookies and some blueberries we'd stumbled across in the forest. I was tired too, and my stomach ached with hunger. "We can't stop now," I sighed. "Djupovic is a long way off, and there was that deer." But no, I couldn't tell her that the deer's body had still been warm, that it hadn't been long since the animal was killed. We were in danger. We had to keep moving. "But I'm hungry," Alva said, her bottom lip beginning to tremble. "I want something to eat." "Here," I answered, passing her the bottle of water. We'd filled it up in a stream we passed earlier that day. The water tasted mossy, but it filled our stomachs. Alva took a large swig and made a face as she swallowed. "Come on," I said, squeezing her hand. "Just a little further, okay? We'll stop for a rest soon." "Poor deer," Alva said after a little while. "What killed it?" "Deer are killed by other animals all the time," I replied. "Wolves and bears and things like that. It's normal." "But there aren't any wolves and bears round here," she objected. "You said, when I was scared, you said." "A fox, then. It was probably a fox." Alva nodded and smiled. A fox. She wasn't afraid of foxes. She trusted me. Her big brother, who was always so brave and calm. Her big brother who lied. Foxes don't leave two deep, precise rows of bite marks in their prey, not like the ones I had seen on the deer's stomach, the ones I'd hidden with my hand so Alva wouldn't catch sight of them. The only creatures to leave marks like that were the beasts. Chapter 2. Someone was coming. All of a sudden I heard the snapping of twigs nearby. Branches were thrust to one side, then swung back as someone forced their way through the forest. Fast feet bolted through the surrounding woodland.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.